All right, so here's a Manya level bad example. And yeah, this is not actually as bad as things get, right? If I wanted to make this really bad, I would make a piecewise function.
Oh, God.
That's what I was expecting you to give me.
Which is why I rejected Mark's example of the absolute value function. It's also why I rejected the coning idea. You guys recognize the cone is an absolute value function, right? It's just the absolute value of the radius. Okay, so let me make up a slightly better but not too much better example. So let's do x to the 2/3 plus y to the 4th or something. Oh, and actually let's entangle these a little bit. So let me put a y to the 4th x there.
Well, that's the same.
Thank you for that.
Oh, that'll be boring.
Yeah.
Let's add a 2y. Okay, so this got bad in a hurry. So what do I need to do to find and classify critical points for this thing?
Start by finding partial of f.
Yeah, find the partials first, right? Okay, so I need the gradient of f as a function of x and y should be what?
Okay, so it's 2/3 x to the -1/3 plus y to the 4th.
Okay, so I got 2/3 x to the 1/3 plus
Y to the 4th, because the x.
plus y to the 4th, right?
Is
Oh God, that's going to be horrible. Perfect. What?
4y cubed x plus 2.
Okay. You guys all with me on this?
Not exact. I mean, I understand where we're going. I'm not liking the destination though.
Good. Perfect. So it should be noted that these do get nasty fast, right? Because I have to solve a system of equations, right? You guys see that? Like to set the derivative equal to 0, I need to set this crap equal to 0. So I need 2/3 x to the 1/3 plus y to the 4th is 0. And also, I need 4y cubed x plus 2 equal to 0 at the same time. So, do you guys remember solving systems of equations in Algebra 1 or something?
You just add those two.
Maybe Algebra 2? Yeah, so that was systems of linear equations, right? Is there a reason we didn't teach you systems of nonlinear equations?
I think we're about to find out.
Yeah, you're about to find out, because there is not in general a procedure. There just isn't one. Like, this is a thing that human beings do pretty well that computers don't do well at all. You have to look at this and think. Like, there's not an algorithm. Like, I can't write down a good procedure. Like, this doesn't lend itself to step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. Because you have to look at it and see. So, what do you see, guys?
For the left equation, I just add the fraction with the y to the 4th, and then kill that
Chuck
denominator.
that 2 on the other side and divide by x.
On that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
one
idea.
way to
Thank
divide
you.
x.
Right, so maybe if I do subtract 2, right, I'll get 4y cubed x is -2. And then I could divide by like 4y cubed. You guys see that? Yeah, and then I'll have variables on both sides, but, so I'm going to divide by 4y cubed. Oh, what the hell, you guys are adults. I'm going to multiply by 1/4y cubed.
That's good.
So I get x is
-1 over 2y cubed.
-1 over 2y cubed, right? Now, Rayler was correctly pointing out, now you have variables on both sides of the equation. What are you doing, you idiot? Right?
Well, there's
Is that accepted?
I am not, in fact, an idiot. Why am I not an idiot?
so
on this. I am usually an idiot, but why is this not a bad idea?
You can plug the x value into the other equation.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nasty.
Right, now I know what x is.
Then write it down as a variable.
Take that, plug it in here. Then we'll be down to one variable. It'll be horrible.
Problem with the left
It-
side, it's all that we can do for the left.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
So what else could you do? Like other thoughts?
But besides that,
Yeah, like, is there a better way? Am I missing something?
No, but then you just factor out the y.
Factor out the y. Oh, yeah, that might be clever. Let me try. Take that, shove it in here. So you got 2 over 3, and then I need the cube root of that stuff. What's the cube root of that stuff? What's the cube root of -1?
-1. So it's just
-1.
minus the keyword of that.
Over
Cube root of 2.
Oh, y. Yeah. Y cubed root of 2.
And then what's the cube root of y cubed?
Y.
Oh, wow. I feel super clever.
So would you put that on top then if it's like a
Yeah,
fraction?
so all that shit's on the bottom, yeah. So yeah, I'd probably flip that over and multiply. But I have plus y to the 4th is 0, right, still? Okay, so that was a substitution step. And then we're going to trot that over here and do some arithmetic. Right, so I think I have a
Arithmetic.
2 cube root of 2 y over -3 plus y to the 4th is 0.
Yeah, you can.
You guys with me on this? Okay, so then I can factor a y out of that sucker. And so I got y, I'm going to call that number k.
Why did there?
Like you,
Do you guys see that? So what did I let k be? I should keep track. What was k?
2 keyword over -3.
2 cube root of 2 over -3. And then I got plus a, what's left in there?
Y to the 3rd.
Y cubed. And this is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then what do you apply?
And you just see y is
Yeah, apply the 0 product rule, right? So y is 0 or y is
Cube root of -k.
the cube root of -k,
Which is all that stuff.
which is that stuff, right? You guys good on this? Wait, hang on, that's what y is. What the frick is x?
Plug it back in.
X is equal to whatever y
Yeah,
is.
trot that back over, plug it in, right? So when y is 0, x is
0.
x is undefined, right?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Cool. Why is that cool?
we can't really do
There's a
anything
critical
with it.
point.
Because it means there's not a critical point at y is 0,
Oh, okay.
Is that an asterisk?
right?
I mean, I think there is a critical.
Do you guys see that? That's like,
I thought it was we couldn't prove that was a critical point, but
so keep in mind, that's not that's not a point where it's undefined. I found a y value, right, that made the derivative 0. Right, so y is 0, apparently would make both of these 0, but only if x is something screwy. You guys see that? Like if I plug y is 0 in here, I should be able to figure out what x is to make this thing 0 and 0. And what I get is
Is that like a hole in the
some x's and 2. Y is 0 doesn't have a critical point associated to it.
okay.
You guys see that? So we can just drop that one. So that's what I meant by sometimes these things are paired up, right? Like y should be paired up with an x, but it's not.
If that was vice versa, and it was x that was had a value, like if y was the one that was on.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. If you get a number for one of them and you try to plug it in and get a formula for the other and it doesn't work, then it doesn't make any sense. You can cross that one off the list. So if I plug in y is the cube root of -k, Does that fit in here?
I mean, oh, right, because it's y cubed, that's,
Yeah, I think that'll fit in there, right? K is just some number. It's messy, but it's a number.
oh.
And I can plug that in here, I'll get a value for x. That's my one and only critical point.
3/4 square root.
You guys see that? So my one and only critical point happens to be at -1/2, and then I need the cube root of negative that cubed.
So it ends up being,
So I just get negative that. So I get 2 cube root of 2/3. So whatever that is,
ends up being
comma,
3/4.
the cube root of negative that is 2 cube roots of 2/3. So there's your one critical point, right?
Should be negative or
Yeah.
I'm doing negative k. Right, so it was over -3, but it didn't negative.
You forgot a cube.
No, I didn't. It was a cube root, and then I cubed it. Trust me.
Oh yeah. Oops, I missed that.
Okay, point was, how in the heck do I figure out whether this is a max, a min, or otherwise?
Plug that garbage must be.
Yeah, so first you need to calculate D, and then you need to plug this trash into it, right? This is a perfect example for where you ought to probably just think about the signs. Yeah, and not the particular values, right? So this is a negative thing and a positive thing, and maybe, when you take these second derivatives, things will get easy enough for that to work. They might not, but they might. You guys all cool? Does this make sense? So what the decoupling did there, right, was that I had a y value that maybe would have worked, right? But there wasn't an x value that worked anywhere with that one. You guys see that? So that means there isn't a critical point. There's nothing along that. You can just slash it. Cool? Questions, Steels? All right, cool. That is a lot harder, by the way, than the homework.